Welcome, Tiger fans, to the end of year school grading system. It's the report nights with Grock. We've got Grock on board to go through the first couple of players. There will be some separate videos. We're going to do a report card for each player who played a single game for us in the 2025 season. Just assess their year and talk about where they were at and what we liked, what we didn't like, and give them an overall grading. So we are going to do it in numerical order with Nick Vlastuin being the first cab off the rank. And I think this one is a relatively easy one, Grock, by way of grading, but it's probably more going to be about us gushing over how good he was. I think Vlastuin and I think, sums up his year, except for the AA part, which he didn't get yet again, which maybe continues to mystify a few people.
Yeah, absolutely. Without a doubt, I reckon Vlastuin is a shoe-in for the Jack Dyer medal, and I'll be gobsmacked if he doesn't actually win it. He was in my opinion, probably our best player all year, our most consistent player. Obviously, there are a couple of midfielders in there who also had good games, but Tigger was one of the reasons why we didn't suffer 100-point losses. Like, with his defensive efforts, his intercepts and everything, he was the general of the backline. He really held us up and was, again, one of the biggest reasons why the blowouts didn't become triple-figure losses. So, yeah, easy A for me for Tigger.
It kind of got to the point, and this isn't the first year this has happened, that opposition teams started to actually tag him and put some time into him to try and negate the role he does. But I think on the flip side, a lot of our game style revolves around getting that long kick down the line so he can get off and do what he has to do.
Yeah, he had a really good patch up until, I'd say, the St Kilda game towards the end of the year. And from the St Kilda game onwards, and obviously the broken leg, and we wish him all the best, but from the St Kilda game onwards, you could tell that clubs didn't want to kick long down the line. They went short, and Vlastuin is the reason why. If they go long, he's the one that peels off. He intercepts, he kills contests. Clubs would definitely be wary of the way that they transition the ball against us. Coming into their forward line with Nick down there. It was similar to the way that Rance used to play, peeling off and intercepting for that long down the line. So, yeah, there was a marketed shift in the way that the opposition moved the ball once Tigger hit form, and it showed when. Obviously, he didn't play against the Cats. The way that the Cats moved the ball, he was a big loss to the back line.
It's quite remarkable how important of a cog he is still. And we might only have him for another 3 years, do you reckon? Do you reckon we squeeze another 3 years out of him? I think we kind of have to have him down there teaching the likes of Brown, Banks, and Trainer on the job in real time is really, really valuable. But this year, again, just showed how important he was. So hopefully we can get another 2 or 3 out of him.
Yeah, I reckon we'll probably get another 2 out of him minimum. Hopefully we can get 3. But yeah, we've got him. We should have, knock on wood, him for at least until the end of 2027. And yeah, as you mentioned, he's going to be extremely beneficial to obviously the back line with Trainer, with Banks, Brown, Gibcus coming back as well. He's the figurehead of that group. Him and Broad are the two that really step up, direct, get the boys into position, make sure that we're setting up correctly. And on field and off field, he's fantastic. So yeah, he's going to be really important, especially for the younger boys, not just the defenders on field, but also the younger boys off it, just from the purely cultural perspective of the club and driving what it means to be a Richmond man. Yeah, he's going to be really important over the next couple of years with the way our list is shaping.
And we look at some of the stats that he kind of features in quite prominently. Intercepts, he led the way for the club with 164. Marks, he was second on 134. Contested marks, he was second behind Tom Lynch on 21. He's just, it's about how he reads the ball, isn't it? I mean, he's not the biggest player in terms of stature. I mean, he's well built, but he's not the tallest defender, but he just reads the flight so well, and his willingness to put himself in positions that other players are kind of a bit scared to sometimes from all clubs. He's just a super courageous player.
Yeah, there's a reason why he's always thereabouts for most courageous player awards, whether it be at the club or AFL level. Just the recognition, not just from teammates, but also the opposition as well. You know, AFL players with their voting of most courageous, he's always up there. He doesn't take a backward step. If the ball is there to be won in the air, he goes for it. Doesn't matter if he's going to get crunched. Obviously, we know the incident with Dangerfield where he attacked the ball and everything there. The amount of times we've seen him with blood coming out of his nose or, you know, a cut or whatever, blood rule. He just goes when he needs to. He's the perfect example for the young players of, you know, play hard but play fair, and do your role. And, yeah, he's not the most, you know, he's not the tallest player. He's drafted as a midfielder. But for him to be able to carve out a career, you know, at halfback and to do it as effectively as he has done, with the skill set that he has, yeah, it's truly, yeah, he'll go down. He'll be a Hall of Famer at the club, no doubt.
He's actually second for metres gained as well, with 8,249 metres gained, which is probably not really his strong suit when you're sort of talking about Jaden Short and Sam Banks being around the traps as well. But a very good year for Nick Vlastuin. Has there ever been for you the temptation, we've seen it a couple of times, but to try and shift him up the ground higher? Or have you been content with him just being, I'll call him our general for lack of a better term, like what Hodgie was for the Hawks? Are you happy that that's been his predominant role? Or would you like to have seen him shift up the ground and show his wares as a mid?
I would have liked him to have, you know, gone forward of centre a little bit more when we had Short and we had Rioli, we had the halfbacks. But again, his intercepting, obviously, Gibcus going down, and we had the injuries last year. You know, Grimesy a couple of years ago was on his way out, so he's really needed as the rock down back. But early days in his career, you know, quite often he'd be the overlap runner with the handball, and he'd be kicking a goal from 50. But the meters gain stat for me this year doesn't necessarily surprise me, given how many intercepts he actually had.
Yeah, true.
And how many disposals. Yeah. So, yeah, absolutely fantastic year. And, yeah, I could see him potentially play more of a swing role, sort of like what Brown did this year where he went forward, especially if Gibcus comes back, can maybe swap those two around as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do see Tigger moving a little bit over the park as we get some of the younger defenders in.
And finally, just quickly, his name's always been one that's been mentioned whenever the term captaincy has been talked about. And I think he's been on record as saying he never wanted it. But do you think if he did want to, he would have made a good captain? I think the time's gone now. I just think he would have been a really very good spiritual leader. He probably is anyway, to be honest.
Yeah, I reckon he would have been the perfect replacement for Koch if he wanted it, in the way that he models his game. Obviously, he sets the example on the field, lets his football do the talking. He's not overly outspoken, but he can stand up, and his press conferences when he does do media are pretty good. He speaks well. But again, it's more just the modeling behaviour that he does, I think would have been perfect after Koch retired.
I think it would have been too. But nevertheless, Nick Vlastuin, congratulations on an A grading season for 2025. You've been super, and we look forward to you coming back. Well, I think you'll be back after Christmas now with the leg break, so hopefully that all goes well. And we look forward to a big 2026 from him. So well done to Nick.